Hey everybody, Wet Movie 1 back here again for yet another Top 5 Horror Movies. This is going to be our part 2, talking about another Top 5 Horror Movies that we have in our collections that we like, that we're going to tell you guys about. I'm here at a friend's house right now, my buddy Arron's. Give this video a thumbs up before we start the show. But before we start showing the movies that we have, that we picked for our another Top 5, make sure you guys check out the link in the top of the description box right now. It's the link to a movie that he made called An Hour to Kill. That is now on YouTube that you can watch for free. Make sure you guys check it out. It's called An Hour to Kill. I had Blu-rays of it. We had Blu-rays of it for sale, but now it's for free. Check that shit out. Let us know what you think in the comments of that video. But Arron, since it's your house, this is part 2. You go first.
All right. Well, real quick, I just want to say, when it comes to horror movies or movies in general, I mean, how can you pick a top 5? You know what I mean? Like it's like going to Miss USA, thing. It's like, how can you pick the best out of the 50 girls? Or like, I mean, these are the cream of the crop.
Yeah, there's like so many horror movies. There's so many different things, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like Miss USA, how could you pick just 1 or 5? It's like they're all beautiful. You know what I mean? So that's how we feel about horror movies too. Like, you know, we have our personal top 5, but it could change, you know, week to week. You know,
we like a lot of movies and a lot of, a lot of horror movies, a lot of comedy movies, a lot of everything, you know. So you might see a volume 3 if you guys like this. Say we might like to see a part 3 to your favorite horror movies or like comedy.
There's plenty. There's plenty.
Yeah, because we already did our top 5 favorite cult movies and top 5 favorite comedy movies, and this is part 2 to our horror one. And if you haven't seen those other ones, make sure you guys check them out on the channel. Just type in Wet Movie 1 Top 5 and they should come popping up. But yeah, you go first, dude.
Alright, so this is a movie, I really like this movie. It's really good, and I don't think it gets the recognition it deserves, but I know there's a lot of fans out there that like it too. But that would be Fright Night. It's a vampire movie, came out in I think '85, and it's just really well done. It's about this guy, he's in high school, and his next door neighbor, he thinks he's a vampire or he's murdering women, and then it turns out he is a vampire. So he teams up with a guy who's kind of like an older actor who was on a bunch of, like, I don't want to say Dark Shadow, but those type of like old vampire 60s and 70s TV shows, and they team up and they fight the vampire. It's really good, and this one doesn't count as my top 5, but I'm gonna give recognition to Fright Night 2. It's a really good series, man. Like,
yeah, it's a good companion piece.
Yeah, and it's just really good. I recommend this.
Well, the first one I have up, I forgot to bring on over to Arron's house, and that is Stir of Echoes. This is a film that came out back in, I believe, 1999. It starred Kevin Bacon, who we all know from like Tremors and Footloose and stuff. But Stir of Echoes is cool as shit.
I've never seen it actually. So I
remember when I saw it in theaters, I was freaking out. Like, I really got into it. I was just just really enthralled by the whole thing. It's pretty much about Kevin Bacon's character, who's at like a house party or something like that with his friends and like sister-in-law, all that stuff. And his sister-in-law hypnotizes him at this party, and after that he starts seeing things that he doesn't want to see. He starts seeing apparitions, and just different little things are happening to him, and he sees this little girl. And he's like, what the fuck? What happened to this little girl? Because he keeps seeing her. And, this little girl in his little, dreams or apparitions or whatever the hell's happening is pretty much trying to tell him something. And you have to watch the movie to find out what's going on. But, the dream-like sequences in that movie, ooh, there's, a movie theater scene where you see, a camera creeping up behind somebody. Oh, shit. That movie freaked me out. That movie was really well done. Great mystery. Just a great movie all around.
I'll take your word on it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Alright, my second film. Now, I love anthology films. In the 80s, they were blown up. But this one, it's got to be the best. The Creepshow series. I really like this movie. Tom Savini, George Romero, Stephen King. The three of them worked on this. Super good. And this one isn't going to count as in the top 5, but this is a good companion piece. It's part 2. I think both of these they're pretty good. They're pretty equal to me.
Over the years on YouTube, people in comments would say, "Brendan, is Stephen King your dad?" Do I really look like him? In a way, like an offspring?
I can see it. Yeah.
I don't know. But the next one up on my list, the original Scream, put out, made by Wes Craven. And when this movie came out, man, it kind of, like, as everyone knows, reinvigorated the horror genre back then, because around this time horror was kind of dead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there wasn't a big boom until this one came out, and then like we got I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Urban Legend and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. But this one, the original Scream, I like the series anyway. The first 3 are pretty cool. 4, and I'm kind of excited to see
Part 5.
Yeah, I just want to see what they're gonna do, even though it's the first one without Craven, involved in it, because he's no longer with us. But it's just cool, man, because like you've got the final girl play, the opening scene with Drew Barrymore, who was like the biggest star in the movie at the time. And when you saw her, you thought she was gonna be there to at least the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And
spoiler alert: she dies in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that opening scene's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
But Neve Campbell in this series, I'm glad they casted her, man.
Oh yeah.
Perfect casting when it comes to her and Jamie Kennedy and the rest of the gang.
She was in The Craft, I think, shortly before that.
Was it before this? Because I know she was in Party of 5.
It was around the same time.
Yeah. But Scream would definitely have to be on my top list. I don't really have to explain it. You guys know what Scream is.
Yeah. All right, this next movie, man, this one's super good. American Werewolf in London. This one, I don't know what to say about it. Just everything about it is just so good. You like this one, right, Brennan? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They even made like a weird, like another one, like American.
Paris? Yeah. When it first came out, I kind of liked it, but over the years, I'm just like, oh.
No, this is the one to see.
Oh, yeah, definitely it is, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
check it out if you haven't seen it.
The next one on my list is the movie. When I first saw it, I really liked the special effects on it. That was like my favorite thing on this movie. It's a remake from a film, I believe, that stars Steve McQueen back in like the 50s or 60s or something. And that is the remake of The Blob.
Oh, yeah.
This one right here came out back in 1988. And, it's just about this stuff that comes from space and crashes down, and this keeps getting bigger and bigger, and people in the town are going, oh shit, what is happening? And in this movie it stars Shawnee Smith, who also played Amanda in the Saw franchise, the one that's always helping out Jigsaw and stuff. You see her on the back right here. And I just always really like the special effects on here. It's directed by Chuck Russell, and it's cool.
That one's good.
Yeah, I think I like this one more than the remake. I mean, more than the original. With Steve McQueen. Even though the Steve McQueen one is pretty decent as well, and that's put out by the Criterion Edition. But I recommend checking out that one too. But this one's my favorite. It just looks cool as shit.
Plus, it has that whole '80s feel. Like it was made in like what 87?
Yeah, you get like the '80s hair, all that kind of stuff. The cheesiness of it. I love that.
All right. This one's kind of obvious, but it's a classic. It's really good, and that is the original Jaws. What can I say about it? Steven Spielberg, and just the cast is super good, and the tension, and you don't see the shark that much, but the music's amazing. John Williams. Mm-hmm. Everything about this movie is great. So,
what do you think about the sequels?
They're fun. I mean,
you like them?
They don't compare to this one at all.
No,
but they're cool to watch. Mm-hmm. They're fun.
And next up over here on my list is a movie that I've seen a whole bunch of times when I was in when going to like the summer camp and stuff. They would play this movie all the time, along with like Weekend at Bernie's and stuff. I would say it's a horror movie, but like fat kids can sort of watch it. And I bought this Blu-ray. I still haven't opened it, and I had it for years. Arachnophobia, of course, starring Jeff Daniels and John Goodman, and it's pretty much about this. These.
Spiders?
No, like they call it something else in the movie, but like these little spiders that are killer spiders that get transferred over from like a different transported over from like a different country or something like that. And Jeff Daniels and his family are just trying to figure out what the hell's going on in this house. And John Goodman's the guy that's like the
exterminator.
I'm a little slow today.
We might have smoked a joint before.
Yeah. He plays an exterminator, a badass one at that, and is like tearing up their house and shit. It's just pretty much them just trying to figure out what the hell's going on and how to get rid of these spiders.
Horror comedy.
There you go. Yeah, I dig it.
All right, the last one on my list.
I'm sorry, I couldn't explain shit.
Now this one, in my opinion, this is the scariest movie of all time. Even more so than The Exorcist. I know everyone says The Exorcist is the scariest, but I think this one tops that. Just because this can happen. I think this is more likely to happen. Like if you go down a wrong road in a rural, country somewhere, and you go down a wrong road or something, this could happen to you. So it's the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mentioned Funhouse on the last video, but this one is probably better. But
it's not really an exact top,
Yeah, this movie is just terrifying. Just the way it looks and it's shot, kind of has a documentary feel, and there's really not that much gore in it. It's just the whole setup, and it's just real creepy, and everything about this movie is, in my opinion, one of the best horror films ever made. As far as being scary, nothing tops it. Yeah, that one freaked me the fuck out too back then. But my last, go ahead. I was just gonna say part 2 is cool too. Yeah, Caroline Williams, what's up? And my last one here for my top 5 for this part 2 of the video, Candyman. I kind of like the whole series. You get Tony Todd in there playing the iconic role of Candyman, who was a guy back in the 1800s who gets severely beaten up by these townsmen. I believe he was sleeping with some girl or something like that, and they pour honey all over him, and just really get him good. And then years later, in the ghetto of I forgot exactly where, it's like a rundown part of town. There's this. Was it Louisiana or no? I don't remember exactly. Whatever. I don't know, but it stars Virginia Madsen as well, and it's about this legend of Candyman. So if I always remember the legend of it. Like I was told this as a kid: don't go to the mirror and say Candyman. It's kind of like Bloody Mary almost. Yeah, if you say Candyman 5 times or Bloody Mary, say it 5 times in the mirror, he's gonna come and get you and shit. And that's what happens in here. There's this girl played by Virginia Madsen and other people that are saying Candyman, Candyman, and guess what? He comes with his hook and kills. And they made 2 sequels, I believe, to this. Farewell to the Flesh and fuck it, I can't remember. But my copy is signed right there by Tony Todd when I met him at one of my very first conventions. I have the Blu-ray of it from Scream Factory. But the Candyman franchise, you can't pass those up when you're getting into horror and stuff. But that's all we have to show and talk to you guys about today for part 2 of our some of our favorite horror movies that we like to watch. If you guys would like to see a part 3 or another genre of movies, let us know down below, and also give us your top 5 down below as well. Any final words, sir? We should make a part 3, I think. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if you guys like it. Yeah, we would have to think a little bit more on stuff. You know what I'm saying? We just did this on the fly. You know what I mean? There wasn't a lot of thought process put behind this one, but as you can tell. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please share these videos around if you guys like what you're seeing. And me and this guy, we'll see you next time.